Hi, Bridgette Griffiths here from Team Griffiths & Gunn at Your Address Real Estate. And today we're back with Guy Gibbons from Bennett Carroll Solicitors. Welcome back, Guy.
Thank you.
Now, Guy, I really have a question. Like, the market is red hot. As agents, we are busy dealing with just a sheer huge volume of buyers. What I want to know today is, what are the legal obligations of an agent when they're dealing with multiple offers? And, you know, just give us a little bit of, I guess, what can a buyer expect as well, and a seller, if you don't mind explaining.
Sure. This causes a lot of anxiety and sometimes anger among parties that don't understand the situation.
Yep.
So the agent acts for the seller. The seller's expectation of the agent is to get the best market price for the property.
Absolutely.
That's all fine, but what the agent is not allowed to do is to play one party off against the other.
Yep.
So oftentimes buyers have a lack of understanding about the agent's role in this process. So where there are multiple people wanting to make an offer, generally what the agent will do is say to all of those would-be buyers, okay, give me your best price, write it on a contract, sign that contract, I'm going to take them all to the seller,
Yep.
and the seller will sign the one the seller thinks is best. And I'll come back to what I mean by that, because sellers have different ideas. It's not necessarily the highest price.
Absolutely.
So buyers will often get the wrong impression of that. They think the agent's trying to do something tricky or clever, or that somehow they're being robbed of their opportunity
To negotiate. Yeah, absolutely. We hear it a lot.
And they say, well, hang on a minute. What if I have a little bit more money? And the agent will say, following the process they're bound to follow, if you've got a little bit more money, write it on that document.
Absolutely.
There's no second chance. Now, the seller sometimes can just reject all of those.
Yep.
And sellers sometimes attempt to game this scenario themselves. But the way this is supposed to be done, and there's actually REIQ has put out a form that good agents will get buyers to sign.
Acknowledgement of multiple offers.
I know it's a multiple offer situation. I know I've been told that this is my first and only chance, and I understand the situation. And that's not a compulsory requirement, but it's a really strong recommendation.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and we certainly 100% of the time use that exact form.
The number of times I've acted, we do a lot of deceased estate work, so I'm acting as executor, I'm technically the seller.
Yes.
And people will say, you know, if you'd let me, I would have paid a little bit more. That's not the way that a multiple offer scenario works.
Best and final is best and final.
Yes. Yeah. And the agent will close that off at a particular time, take all of those documents to the seller, go through them, and the seller will say, that one. Or might say, no, I hate them all, I'm not signing any of them.
Thankfully, we're not getting a lot of that in this market.
You've got to wonder, but sometimes sellers just won't do that.
Yeah, their expectations are a little bit different to what the market might be.
But it's also, I've been in situations where I've been present with my client, the seller, when all the documents are opened, and my client, the seller, has said, I know that's a higher price, but I like those terms better.
Yeah.
Or I know that's a higher price, but these people seem like a lovely couple, and I want them to have my house.
Yeah.
They can make that choice based on whatever criteria they like. So, yes, best price is best price, and 98% of people will go, give me a pen, that's the one I want. But the reality is that the seller will sign the contract that best suits them.
Yep.
But there is no go round again. And when this scenario is put to buyers, sometimes buyers think, this is a bit fishy, but that's actually the way it's supposed to be done.
Absolutely, and we do get, you know, we certainly work as hard as we can to ensure that every buyer understands that this is your best and final offer. You just may not get that chance to negotiate. The seller may choose to negotiate with you, but look, we really need you to put your best and final down, and then we'll come back to you with their decision.
And sellers might sometimes say to an agent, I want to play Dutch auction with first and second, and a savvy agent will say to a seller, you run a risk of undoing all of the work that's been done to date, because we told these people best and final, and now we're coming back and attempting to renege, and you will annoy both of those people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of a slippery slope, isn't it, sometimes?
Well, the agent has to manage that relationship, but these are the rules that are supposed to apply, and they're designed to give all of those buyers an equal chance to be the contract that gets signed. And if the buyer understands that and they put their best foot forward, they've given themselves the best chance to be the signed contract.
Absolutely. And bearing in mind as well, I know we spoke also about ensuring that your terms and conditions are actually, you know, achievable within your means as well. So that's
Absolutely.
something really important to remember. I guess from our perspective as agents, we've never seen things quite like they are at the moment. Even, you know, the 2002, 2003 peak.
You've got to go back to the 80s.
Yeah, unfortunately I wasn't in real estate in the 80s, Guy. But yeah, we're certainly, I don't think we've sold a property in the last, 8 or 9 months that hasn't had more than one offer. And we are seeing just the sheer tens of offers that we're getting on every single property. So a good agent, just remember, we'll have you sign that Acknowledgement of Multiple Offer form, ensuring that you understand that this is the best and final offer. You may not get that chance to negotiate, and please believe them when they say there's other offers, because at the moment there certainly is always other offers on the table with everything that we're marketing currently. Excellent. Well, thanks so much, Guy. That was excellent advice, and we'll see you again soon.
See you soon.